Check. Out. Check, check, check. Hello, everybody. Hey! Hi! Hello! Let's see here. There we are. There it is. Hey! Hi! Hello! How are you guys doing today? If you're watching us live, I want to welcome you to the Church Media Guys show. We're doing our live recording today. Those of y'all that everybody in the world is texting me today, all of a sudden, right when I go live, everybody says, "Hey, let's text Dave." Good heavens. Okay. I tell you what, it's actually my friend over at Breast Cancer Can Stick It. She is a breast cancer survivor, and apparently she saw me go live and decided it's time to text me. Let's see here. Okay. Heavens to Betsy. We are going. Hello, Tommy. Tommy says I can begin, so that's good. Thanks, Tommy. By the way, if you guys are joining us on the replay, I guess, of this live recording, then let me tell you what we're doing. This is the Church Media Guys show, and we are doing a live recording of our podcast, Church Media Guys show. Does that make sense? And so basically what we're doing here is Justin's going to be joining me in a minute, and you guys are our live studio audience, so you guys get to hang out with us. More importantly, we get to hang out with you guys, and we get to do our show, and you guys get to kind of visit with us and see what's going on behind the scenes as we do it and stuff. And this is my behind the scenes cam. It's my alternate view here. Let's see. See, here's my setup. Here's my computadora, and let's see. There's y'all. Look. There's the live stream. Look at that. Ooh, this is all getting meta. Creepy, right? This is actually the laptop I'm going to use to monitor the stream here. Anyway, let me get this back to the way it needs to be. There we go. Anyway, I'm going to get Justin on the line here in a sec, and then we'll actually get started. Today, guys, we're doing a Q&A, basically. We have the Church Media Hacks group, right? So churchmediahacks.com, and that's where we all sit around and talk about stuff, church media, questions, answers, all that sort of stuff. Share ideas, share hacks, and things that we've figured out and that we've come across. So I thought that we would share a couple of questions that have come up in there and answer them for you guys today. I love to feed the community with the stuff the community is asking to be fed with. Did that make sense? Let me go grab Justin here real quick. I got to give him the link to our little hootie goody here. There we go. And he'll be joining us here in just a second. So, how's everybody's week been? You guys been good? You guys having a good week? How has everything gone? Have you well, those of you in the States here, we had 4th of July on Wednesday. How do you like having a 4th of July that is like right in the middle of the week? Does it give you the feeling of I can't accomplish anything this week, or does it give you the feeling of a Saturday in the middle of the week, or what? Let me know. Answer in the chat. All right. Let me get this set up. Hey. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I am dandy. Let me full screenificate you. Let's see. How's our... Let me see if I want to do full screen. Yeah, because I'm gonna have to back out. Let me make sure it's easy to... Yeah, I can just hit that to back out. Okay. Because when we do our pro tip, I'm going to have to back out of full screen and show a web page. And you are on screen, dude. So talk to the kids while I bring up my monitor here.
What's going on, everybody? I am doing the email right now, basically letting our email list know, hey, we're live, we're answering questions. We've got some questions prepared, but if you want to come ask your questions live in chat, that'd be cool too. So I'm just sending that out. I would love to look at you. I'm also checking the link here, clicking next, and then clicking send real quick from Justin at Church Training Academy, and we are good to go. So that was the exciting narration.
Well, that's some deep TV right there.
Hey, when you got to send an email to hundreds of people, you got to kind of like just check yourself.
Yeah,
it reminds me of the Simpsons episode when they're watching soccer, like the World Cup or something, and so they're like tuning in to the channel, and they're like, "Soccer's so boring," and then it's like the announcer's like, he passes to left. He passes to center. He passes back to left. Back to center. And then they're like, soccer's boring, and they change it. And it goes to the Spanish channel. And the Spanish channel is like, he passes to left. Left passes to center. He's gone back to left.
They're losing their minds over there.
Completely different. Is anyone watching the World Cup? I just watched it when everyone's watching it in the office. We all have it on our computer.
Are you a soccer fan?
Not really.
Did you play soccer when you was a kid?
Nope.
I did a little bit.
I played the big three: American football, baseball, and basketball.
Did you play in junior high and high school?
I played football. Yeah, after middle school, I just played football up through freshman year, and then I had to choose band or football.
So and you went with band, yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. That was back when you had to choose. Now you can do everything.
Yeah, we had a pretty small school. We had maybe 400 kids or so in the entire high school. So we ended up with like the star quarterback is also first trombone,
Ah, okay. Typical how that works, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, now you see like cheerleaders marching with their flutes or football guys in their pads marching. I'm like, yeah, you couldn't do that when I was, and varsity guys too marching in the band. It's like, no, you couldn't do that, even however long it was ago.
100 years.
Not for me. Maybe for you.
Dang it. Oh, heavens. Okay, by the way, hi to everybody over on YouTube. I haven't even looked at the YouTube folks yet.
Yeah, no one's there yet. I'm just typing out the little welcome there. Mm-hmm. If you've got a church media question, we'd love to hear it.
Yeah, and by the way, that goes to those that are watching on the recording. Let me cut back over to this camera while I work. There we go. If you guys are watching,
you can't turn this into an hour-long show.
Yes, I know. If you guys are watching while we're doing or watching the live recording and stuff, by all means, please leave a question in here, and go over to the Church Media Hacks group, churchmediahacks.com, and ask to join. And if you're in the ministry and stuff, we will be letting you in, and then we can communicate over there as well. But please ask your questions. That's one of the ways that Justin and I kind of keep our fingers on the pulse of what's going on, is what you guys want to know, what you guys are struggling with. Then if we have already struggled with it and figured it out, we'll share that with you. Otherwise, we're going to ask everybody else and kind of, let the hive mind come up with the right answer.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay, I'm ready as well.
And hang on, let me kick my chair up. It kind of...
Yeah, you're getting kind of short there.
You have to sit in it just a certain way.
He's balanced. By the way, everybody, go share this if you would, please. Share this.
I gotta share.
Share this with your. Are you going to share to the page or?
Yeah, I always share it to the Hacks group.
Okay, you do that, and I'll share it to mine. And post. All right, guys. There we are. And let me bring up the left screen. There's Justin full screen. Doesn't he look beautiful? He's going for the thumbnail. He's aiming
Thumbnail.
for the thumbnail this week.
That's the thumbnail.
Join now.
Or wouldn't it be a question? Maybe that.
Yeah, you were going for that Starship Troopers what do you call it? Propaganda poster.
There you go.
All right. Did you know that Starship Troopers was written in like 1950? It's either 54 or 59. I can't remember.
Wow.
Yep. By Robert Heinlein. That was a genius. All right, here. I'm going to make one little change, and then we will get busy. Get busy.
Dave's going to make one more little change. He changes. He does the drop-down box. Oh, my gosh. It's too intense. We can't even show it now.
We're losing our
Like,
minds. All right, here we go, guys. By the way, those of y'all who are watching, basically the flow of our show is we're going to do a tease, we're going to do an intro, we're going to talk to each other for just a minute, we're going to jump into our pro tip, which is going to be really cool. I'm surprised how many people don't know about our pro tip. And then we're going to start doing a little Q and a little A, and that will be your time. Well, actually, now is your time. If you have questions, drop them in the comments. And if you're watching the replay, drop them in the comments. We'll get them. All right, here we go. By the way, you're seeing me, right?
Yeah.
All right, good.
Unfortunately.
Okie dokie. Here we go. You've got questions, we've got answers. Hopefully they match. Alrighty. Hey guys, welcome to another thrill-packed episode of the Church Media Guys Show. My name's Dave Curley, and if we haven't met, I'm the founder and guy who makes cool stuff over at churchtrainingacademy.com, which is a place where you and I and other ministry-minded folks all come together to learn how to use and exploit media and technology so that we can do what Jesus said, take the gospel to the world. With me, as always, is my lovely and talented co-host, my partner in crime, Justin Nava. Good morning, sir.
What's going on, everyone? And glad to be here. Excited for this. A little nervous because you don't know what kind of questions are going to come. But we've already got one come in already. And Dave, it is right up your alley. So I'm very excited for today's show.
Awesome.
And A, some cues.
Yeah, gonna A some cues. Yeah, hopefully they match up. Justin and I are loaded with answers. There's no question about that. I mean, 42 actually. That's the big one. Do you want to match up the question with that answer?
What is the meaning of life?
There you go.
No, there's more to it, but I don't remember the rest of it.
Do you
the meaning of life, existence, and all things in the universe, or something like that? Someone's going to correct me in the
exactly. And now my question to that is, since the answer is 42, does that mean the dominoes game? Because I love playing 42. You ever play 42?
I have not,
dude. Dominoes is fun. Dominoes is a fantastic group activity. I can tell you right now.
We've played dominoes. Jill loves dominoes, but I've never actually known. I've never actually.
Are you playing like chicken foot or something like that?
I don't know. It's where you try to get points of 5 and you match the dominoes. That's it.
Right,
and then
cool.
when you get really excited, you slam the domino down. And you go, "That's a boat." Cool people in college did so.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I love that. We got to figure out how to play dominoes over a Skype call or something. That'd be fun.
I'm sure there's an app for that.
I'm sure there is, but come on, an app. Oh, need me to move my finger. Pink. There you go. All right. All right, here we're going to do our pro tip. Justin, I was thinking of what I wanted to share for our pro tip today. And
thank you. Thank you for thinking that, because I totally forgot.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. I'm up on it. Okay, I'm paying attention. I know it's Friday. I figured I would do this pro tip, and I know I'm kind of rolling the dice here because this is an app, a web service that's been around for quite a while, many years. The thing though is, I'm surprised how many people don't know about it. Yet it's extremely popular. I mean, it's a real dichotomy. We have people at our church that are doing creative stuff. They're in the children's ministry, they're in the youth ministry, help out with the media ministry, all that kind of stuff. And when it comes time for us to do our slides, picture shows, things like that at the end of camp or VBS or something like that, I start getting asked, do you have time to like make to take all 900 photos and get a thing ready for like Sunday morning? And my response is usually, no, but you can do it. And then their eyes get blank and they freak out and stuff. I've walked in on people struggling through iMovie, and that's the way that back in the day that I would do it. I mean, here I am using all these really highfalutin video editing apps and stuff, but when it came to doing something like making the slideshow, I found the easiest thing to do was to just like throw it all into iMovie and either choose a template or just like make a transition between everything and time out some music. And
Yeah.
I know people struggle with that, even that, just because it's not something to do on a daily basis. But I was surprised that when I said just do it in Animoto, everybody's like, "What? What? Huh?"
Who is Animoto and where is that
I know
robot dog?
you know what Animoto is, right?
I love Animoto.
I know.
I wish I still had it. I used it last year. And in fact, when you when you told me that you were going to do it today for the pro tip, I was like, hey, I used it last year. Here's some demo videos.
Yeah.
Because I assumed you were the other part of the dichotomy, that you were like, he probably just found out about it and thought it was really cool. So, hey, and then you're like, no, dude, we've had it forever. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And I want to show you guys Animoto. It's really cool. It's a very easy little app to use to make all your really cool animated stuff. And I'll tell you, just let me show you. Hang on. I want to jump over here to this screen, make it big. There we are. All right, this is Animoto. So when you go to animoto.com, you log in. If you don't have an account, create an account. And when you get there, you then come up with, obviously, projects that you've already done. If you've not done any, you can make a project. And I want to show you just how easy it is to do this. First off, let me tell you what the pricing is, because it does cost. The thing is that the cost is really not much. So if you do it annually, $96 a year, $8 a month is what that breaks out to. I really recommend that you do this. And if you only do 5 or 6 videos a year, it still comes out to be, like $12 a video. I mean, it's not expensive whatsoever. If you want to go monthly, you can do that, but the price is doubled. Okay, so do yourself a favor, drop 100 bones, get set up for the year. Now, you want to create something? Very simple. Click on create. And then you're going to go and say, we're going to do a memories, okay, which is going to be, one of these neat little animated videos where we have all of our beautiful pictures. And you're going to choose what template that you want, okay? There's a whole bunch of different ones, okay? Just choose what you want. And you've got things that are broken down by the different categories. So Animoto is really big for real estate people, so they made a real estate one. These work out really good for showing off houses and land and stuff. Now, once you do that, you're going to hit, I don't know, let's just do that one. And create video. And it's going to load up the video creator. And when that comes up, you then have this space right here where you can start adding your video and images. And that's a key point. You can do video and images. Now, you can hit the little add button here, and you can upload content directly. You can pull in stuff from Facebook, Instagram, Flickr, SmugMug. I forgot about SmugMug. They're still around, I guess. Dropbox. Or you can like pull in some stock content. Now, I have one that I did earlier. Just let me jump back out. And here we go. We'll continue editing. I grabbed some photos from Thanksgiving a couple of years ago with our Hello? Not that one. Not that one. That's the one I just made. There we go. So I brought in a bunch of photos. And when I say brought in a bunch of photos, guys, it was as simple as drag and drop, okay? I just went into a folder that had all these different photos that I took a couple of years ago at Thanksgiving and chose a video or two, dropped it all in, just drag, drop, burp, it goes in, goes through this little upload process, it's all said and done. Now I can rearrange stuff, which is awesome. So if you've got a certain order that you want to show things, like in this case, I want to show, I'm going to move this one out of the way, I want to move that one out of the way, and move that one out of the way, and this is us, our little kids going out and picking cotton out in the field across the street from my mother-in-law's house. So there you go. I've got the order that I want. I can change the song. You can go choose whatever song you want. Let's see. Top ones for this style. We can browse a full library of songs, which is really cool. Dracula. Huh? Oh, yeah, that's great. Let's see. On my birthday. Let's see. Don't want that. Let's see. Do we have anything that is just instrumental? I don't know. Let's look fashion. Let's see what's in fashion. All right. Yeah, why not? Select the song. And we have our song, and we can change our style if we want. Memory box. Let's just choose that. Select the style. And now we can preview it and see what's going on. Now, it's going to generate a low-resolution preview. It's going to take about 15 seconds or so to do it. It's just kind of throwing something together real fast. And here it comes.
Girls are still out there.
Yeah.
Trying to get up.
What are y'all doing out there?
They're picking cotton.
Yeah?
You get in the bag.
Hang on, what do you got there?
Cotton.
Goodness. Y'all didn't know it. So you get the idea? See how easy that was? That took literally a couple of minutes for me to get everything thrown together. And now I can produce it, in which case it's going to go through and make a really nice high-resolution version. It's going to do all sorts of stuff. You know, if I want, I can continue editing and come in here. And, and I've got these pictures of Pat and Amber. And let's say I want to move them up here in between the cars for whatever reason. And let's say I want to put something from the car in between each one of them. Boom. I've made my change. And now if I go preview it, that change is reflected. I don't like this style. That's just not going to work for me. Let's do something else. Let's choose this one. Select the style. It's changed. Let's go back to the preview video. Let it generate.
Girls are still out there.
Yeah.
Trying to get up.
What are y'all doing out there?
They're picking cotton.
Yeah? So there you go. Real easy. Easy. It does not get any easier than this. And for $8 a month or $100 a year, you are set. And I'm not kidding. The worst time you're going to have is like weeding out the pictures. And that's about it. I mean, all the hard work, heavy lifting is done for you. Now, I'm going to go back to one that we've already done that's already been finished and everything. I'll show you just how easy it is to actually get the file. Let's go to the one for Game On. Look, this one's already done. It's already been produced. If I want to go back in there and make changes, I can. Otherwise, I just hit download, or I can hit share and get it published out to social. Or I can just hit download because I'm going to show it in church. And then I can choose the size that I want. Okay? So I already generated a 1080 version. I hit here. It prompts me to download. It's that easy. It really is. It's called Animoto. It costs like $100 a year to get started. There's more advanced features and bigger, more templates, more music, all that sort of stuff. You can upload your own music. Just be sure that you're following the guidelines and stuff. Anyway, it's totally easy, totally cool. Takes the work, worry, fuss, and bother out of making all these videos that we make over the over the summer and through the youth events and all that kind of stuff. So if you haven't checked it out, go check it out. That's your pro tip. Get into Animoto. Justin, are you still with me? Justin. I think he left. What the heck? All right, I'm going to see what's going on here. Hang on a sec, folks. Justin's internet just went out, it looks like. Justin's having a problem with his internet. I'm going to see, guys, if this will pick back up for him, and if so, then we'll continue the show. Otherwise, we are going to push pause on our recording here, and we will do it. We'll probably do our recording of this this evening. So let me see. Yeah, I lost him right in the middle of the Animoto thing. So while I'm waiting for him to come back, anybody use Animoto? Let's check the chat. David Sorensen, I see your question in there, and we are going to add your question to our little Q&A session here. So no worries there, buddy. Just waiting to see if Justin is his internet is going to come back. I'm also going to jump over to our YouTube folks and see how things are going over there. Yes, over in YouTube, Tommy's there. So thanks, Tommy, for riding shotgun over there for us. All right, we're having some issues, having some technical issues. This is all part of the recording, part of the live experience. If you guys remember, I think it was last week that I had some internet issues. It was either last week or it was the week before. Yeah, I think it was the week before, where I had my cable modem. I'm serious. I don't understand what the deal is with Time Warner. Why they do stuff like that. It's almost as if they think, hey, in the middle of the day, let's just send reboot requests to modems and stuff for, why not, right? I understand. Why don't they do stuff like that at 4 a.m? That's the question, right? All right, Justin's back.
I'm back.
All right.
And I am hot spotted, so probably gonna have some quality decline here.
That's okay.
Sorry about that.
Not a problem there, bud. Okay, we got you back. Let me bring up the dual screen, and we will pick up. I just finished a few moments ago the demo of.
Cool.
Of what do you call it?
Yeah,
Animoto.
I figured you'd be talking and demoing. You probably wouldn't even notice I was gone.
Well, you usually mute your mic, and so I was like, oh, okay, he's just muting his mic. That's very nice of him. Okay, so here we go.
Yeah.
So let's pick this up. So Justin, Animoto.
Okay. I'm not gonna be able to watch the YouTube comments.
What?
I was just telling you I can't watch the YouTube comments. I can only watch one.
That's fine.
For bandwidth. So if you just keep an eye on the YouTube comments.
Yeah, Tommy's over there, keeping things under control.
Okay, cool.
All right, so Animoto, what do you think? Do you like it? Have you used it? Do you guys use it at your church?
I love it. We used it for 1 month because this was last year, and we didn't have the annual investment to get it at the best price point. So for us, it was going to be like $49 a month or whatever. I think it's cheaper now. So honestly, Dave, I used the free trial and I made Easter videos, as many as I could, and then I canceled it after 1 month. But let me tell you this, I wish I didn't have to. It was so easy, so good to use, and also fast. I've tried other online video creating software, and some of them, like, it takes hours for their servers just to render a 30-second video, and Animoto gets it back to you pretty quickly. So yeah, I'm very pleased with it. I wish I had it, and it is on my list of things to get.
Cool. Yeah,
because you know
cool.
me, I'm not a techie guy. If I can save a few clicks or some time, then I'm gonna go with it.
And that's what I like about it, is that they do all the heavy lifting for you. And like I said, for $100 a year, you get a nice assortment of stuff. And the reality is, if you're like any average church, you're not making, one of these every week. I mean, you're doing this, you'll use this 4 or 5 times during the summer for sure, because you got camps and you got VBS and you've got the summer bash and, the lock-in and all that kind of stuff. Okay. So 5 times during the summer, and then you're using it at Christmas, and you may use it for, whatever, Easter or other things like that. But less than 10 times a year, so you can kind of use the same templates if you want, or kind of cycle through them and stuff. So Animoto is awesome. So you guys got to use Animoto. Today, our questions are coming from our Church Media Hacks group. And our Church Media Hacks group, if you guys don't know what the Church Media Hacks group is, it's the place where all the cool kids are. So you're not there, which means you should be. So go in there. Go to churchmediahacks.com, click on the Join Group button, and Justin and I will thoroughly vet you. We'll do a excruciating background check. And once we have determined that you're not a bot, and once we have determined that you are a tithing member of your church, and that you are ministering to kids and to the old people, and are in the deacon ministry. No, it's not that stringent. It's not that stringent. Basically, we want to know that if
this isn't a children's ministry background check
right,
here.
Exactly. Yeah. Basically, we want to make sure though that the folks that are in that group are in the ministry and aiding in ministry at some level. So if you're a missionary, please come join. If you're a pastor, if you're a staff member that's been handed the website and told to do it, then join. Come get in here. We share all kinds of great information. Little things that we've used. I'm not kidding. It can be super extreme, like I solved, the digital equivalent of world hunger, or it could be, hey, did y'all know they changed this button on the website? It's over here now. I mean, little stuff like that. Just whatever it is. We're sharing information. We're sharing ideas. We're asking questions. We're giving answers. It's a fun time for all, wouldn't you say, Mr. Nava?
Absolutely.
He's a man of few words. Deep thoughts. Deep Thoughts by Justin Nava.
I'm ready to answer some questions.
Let's do it. Let's start off before we go anywhere. Let's start off with the one that's in the in our chat over here. We've got Mr. Sorensen.
Yes. I'll ask you a question.
Okay, yeah, there he is. Okay, cool. Go for it. Let's see.
All right, so in the chat, we're going to kick off our first question for our summer Q&A. Dave, I hope you have an A for this Q. David in the chat says, is an iPhone an okay minimum viable live stream device? We can go multicam with Switcher Studio, but want to start somewhere, and a single cam iPhone would be easy for us to start with. So Dave, is an iPhone an okay minimum viable live stream device?
It is. It really is.
All right, next question.
Yes. So next. No, the idea, I mean, unless you're using a really, really, really old phone, like a flip phone or something, the idea is that you get started with what you have. And so if you've got an iPhone, if you've got an iPhone, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, whatever, if you got a, I got a Moto X Pure right here. We've got a Samsung, Galaxy S7. Okay, yeah, whatever. Do it. That's the thing. That's the most important thing, is getting started. So I would say, yes, don't worry about Switcher Studio. Don't worry about any of the other switching software that you can use, and where you can bring in multiple iPhones and stuff. Get to that later. Right now, get yourself a tripod. Run to Walmart or Fry's or Amazon. Grab yourself a tripod. Grab yourself a clip. Get it in there, and get yourself an adapter that you can run audio from the sound booth into the phone itself, okay, so that you can get some clean audio. Work with your sound guy on that, okay. Um, if you can't, if you're like trying to do this in the balcony with that, you're going to have this really like wide shot. The pastor's going to be, this big and stuff. I would recommend, in that case, getting down on the floor and doing it, and get like a little shotgun mic, like from Rode or something, and add that to your little rig. Basically, you're going to go from, just using your iPhone and in selfie mode, you're going to go to using indie mode. So having a shotgun mic that you can put and like basically point it like towards one of the speakers in there, surprisingly is going to be good to get started. It doesn't hurt, and you have gotten started. Just be sure you're recording as well, so that you can turn around and podcast that as well. So that's my thoughts on there.
Yeah, it's absolutely a good starting point, and like we say a lot, it's your starting point. It's not your end product. It's
Right.
not your goal. It's not your dream. You're not going to say, "Hey guys, this is so great. Look, we don't have to do anything." It's a starting point, and you may not be happy with it, but it proves that it works. And David actually used his name was David, right? Yeah.
Yes.
David actually used the correct terminology: minimum viable live stream device. You
Mhm.
start with what's minimally viable, and then you move from there. So
That's exactly right.
Dave, my question here that I have actually came from the Church Media Hacks group. When people when people join the group, one of the questions that we make them answer, or that we hope they answer, some of them just, I know everything, or not like that.
Yeah.
You're scared to ask. One of them though, it came across from the group. It said I asked him, what's the number one burning question? And he said, creating consistent content,
Yeah.
especially for students.
Yeah.
So this answer is especially for your student ministry. And this one's, my answer is the best answer. But
I would
it's not
agree.
It's not the one a lot of youth pastors are comfortable with. And this is where I say, get comfortable with it, because if you want consistent content from your students or for your student ministry, it's going to come from your students. Let's face it. I'm in my 30s. Dave, you're in your 40s. And your pastor's in his 50s. Statistically, we have no idea what the kids are doing on social media. We may know where they are and kind of some of the fun memes they're posting, but if you really want to get into the lingo and how to use it and what engaging content is, your students are the ones that know what that is. So this is so hard to hear, but the best student social media content, anything, comes from students. And so actually had my own one youth pastor at my own church was like, "Hey, what do I do for my Instagram account?" And I was like, "Give it to one of the students. Let them run it. Have a team of 2 or 3 students run the Instagram." And I'm not really comfortable with that. So, okay, well, now you're back to square one. So what I would do is, of course, you don't just, "Hey, Sydney, create an Instagram." Like, you create the account, the password, you monitor it. If you want to really be controlling, you can have the students send you content and you post it. But just like an Instagram takeover or whatever platform you're on, let the students just have the account on their phone. It is some trust. It is some responsibility. But the best stuff is going to come from Devontae walking around with his camera and doing first person shots of, the open gym. I mean, that's going to, and then little games there. He's going to create memes and loops and GIFs. They're going to create all that stuff on their own. They're going to speak the language. They're going to use the right hashtags. You and I, it would take us an hour to make one engaging post.
Mhm.
Students, it's second nature. It's their language. They just do it on the fly, and it's engaging. It creates a good presence. It shows that you're relatable. You're not some old guy taking a picture of the bulletin for Instagram. Don't do that. That's a pet peeve of mine.
Yeah.
Pictures of bulletins on Instagram stink. So if you really want to create consistent content, especially for students, you gotta give the control over to your students. The exception is going to be Snapchat for obvious reasons.
Sure.
There's accountability issues there, but Instagram, if you have a Facebook page for parents,
Yeah.
turn it over to one of the parents. That's a thing. Twitter, if you want to. The most consistent content is going to come from the students. So,
And
worst case, you're going to have to do a whole lot of research and waste a lot of time for something that comes second nature to them.
That's right. And I understand I'm not comfortable with that, but I'm going to throw a mindset thing out there for you, and I'm going to challenge the youth directors and the youth workers and stuff like that. Here's the question. When you say you're not comfortable with that, is that because your youth ministry is glorified babysitting? Or is it because you're trying to raise up ministers and leaders and they're just not there yet? Okay, if your youth
Yeah,
ministry
you
is you
absolutely.
if you're teaching these kids, and the philosophy of our family pastor at our church is leadership starts as soon as the kid's walking. So as soon as they can, they're teaching basic leadership skills to these kids so that they grow up to be leaders and they grow up being able to minister to each other. They're mentoring. You've got a 10-year-old who's mentoring the 8-year-olds. That idea. So if you're teaching these kids and empowering them to minister, this is a ministry you can oversee, you can guide and all that, but you got to let them do it. And when they make a mistake, you got to help them through that mistake. I don't think if you pick the right kid and if you're raising the right kids, I don't think you're going to get, somebody posting a picture of a penis. Okay? I don't think that's going to happen because you've picked the right kid and you're partnering in ministry with this kid on the Instagram channel. Did I miss anything there?
No, you absolutely nailed it. I mean, they're going to make mistakes just like if you
Yep.
were to have, your kids plan the game night, right?
Yeah.
Hey, I don't know why I keep just naming Sydney, but she was one of our students who was a great leader. And it was just, hey, you're going to plan the game tonight. Every Wednesday we play a game before Bible study. You're going to plan it. You're going to ref it. You're going to run it and explain the rules and all that. And they mess up. They forget a rule. They have to explain in the middle of the game. They miss a call or whatever. And, it's part of the journey. And then her brother Devonte, he leads Bible study that night and he
Yeah.
stumbles through it and maybe he misinterprets something. It's part of the process. And so yeah, they're gonna post a blurry pic on Instagram or do a hashtag that maybe wasn't the ideal hashtag
Right.
or whatever. Or it's part of the process. And yeah, I think what my mentor, youth pastor that I interned under would say is, what? Worst case, you get yelled at by a parent, but yeah, that only lasts 5 minutes.
Right.
And
Exactly.
then I guarantee you, most of the time, you're gonna have lunch with them the next week, and it'll all be okay,
Right.
right? So yeah, it may not be comfortable, but you just have to get comfortable. Dave, I'm gonna answer one more question because it is
Yes.
almost time for me to go, and then you can just take it from there with your
Okay.
3 questions you have prepped. The next one again is not so much a question, but I asked when they joined the group, what is your number one burning question or struggle? And they said staying creative.
That's always hard.
That's always hard. And it's kind of a mindset thing, kind of a hack that we boast about. In fact, I'm going to link to the article that we've already written on this. Staying creative, the number one thing is to have the mindset of there's creation all around me. There is inspiration all around me, and just know where to look for that. So my recommendation, if you want to stay creative, the best way to do that is 2 things. Number one, you need to create a swipe file. We've talked about this before. We've done a pro tip on it.
Yes.
Create a little file on your Google Drive or on your computer. And whenever you see, if you're the graphic design guy, you do social media, right? You need to be following other social media accounts. When you see something you like, take a screenshot of it, save it in your swipe file. And the next time you're like, I need to make a camp post. I've seen one before that I really liked. So you can go back to that post and say, okay, I like the font. That font was really cool. Or I like the positioning, or that sunset photo was really cool. I have a sunset photo just like that. And you pull your own picture up and you have that inspiration that helps you keep creative. Number 2, to staying creative is to not only be creative when you're working. And this one is so hard, but you know what? Practice doing social media stuff on your own social media. Practice kind of like how they say, like when you're angry, write a letter and then put it in your drawer, or write a letter and throw it away. It's just creating for creation's sake. Just make a social media graphic a day. Don't post it anywhere and just do some experimentation. Today I'm going to try large font. Today I'm going to try a blue pink color scheme and try to make something out of, a little challenge for yourself, or just try to recreate something else that you've seen. It's not going to go anywhere. It's not for work. It's for fun. And that's kind of how we learn. It doesn't stop when we grow up. Kids learn by playing. And you know what? We can do the same. So first, create a swipe file. And then whenever you need that creative inspiration, you have it saved. And number 2, create just for fun. There's a lot of websites that I make or elements that I experiment with, and they're not for anyone. I just make up companies like Taco Nacho Food Truck. And I make a website for a taco nacho food truck. I don't know what a taco nacho is. Is it nachos inside a taco? Is it tacos forming nachos? I don't know. but I'm going to try to make their website, and I'll experiment with different things.
All,
And if
all
that
I
can-
know is I want that. Whatever it is, I want that.
that's my current project.
Yes.
It's not going to go anywhere, but I can experiment, I can try it, and those little elements of, ooh, that actually worked. And guess what? No one paid me to waste this time, so I don't mind that I just wasted a day on trying an element that didn't work. That's for me. I'm a web guy, but you can try that with graphic design. So again, I'm going to real quick just swipe file and then just create for fun. Just create for no one's sake.
Excellent. You are a bouffant of knowledge.
Thank you. So I got to go, Dave.
Okay.
You'll take the questions.
Absolutely.
And remember, Dave, we're not creating an hour-long course here.
Yes,
so
I know.
Try not to curly out.
Awesome.
All right, see you guys.
Talk to you later. Good old Justin. Let's hear it for Justin. Everybody give Justin a big round of applause. All right, guys. Let me see. I'm just clearing him out here, and then we'll get back to it. There we are. Okay. All right. So the next question is, like Justin said, we asked what's the biggest struggle that you're having, and we got this one, and I wanted to tackle it, and I kind of unsure which direction to tackle it. The questions said, what is your biggest what is your biggest struggle in your ministry right now? And it says getting preacher to wear a microphone during service to get good recording of every service. Okay. So the struggle that this person is having, and I understand the struggle's real, is getting the preacher to wear a microphone. Okay. Now, that can go a million different ways, okay? It could be a mindset thing that we need to help him overcome, and it could be a technical problem. So let's tack it from the technical problem. Are you guys using those over-the-ear, like the Countryman style microphone? And the preacher hates it because it digs into the back of his ear, or he can't get it to be just right, and it feels weird, and it keeps, kind of coming off a little bit, and it's just not fitting right. And so he doesn't want to wear the microphone during the service. Okay. Here's a real easy fix for that. Get rid of that microphone and get a lapel mic. Okay, so that takes care of it from there, okay? Or is the preacher a person who feels more comfortable holding a handheld, and he feels comfortable pacing around the stage like a motivational speaker of old, holding a microphone and talking into it and talking to people, and, almost like a stand-up comedian. Okay, then do that. Give him a microphone that's going to work best for him, okay? Now, that aside, is it a mindset issue? We're a church of 25, so the preacher doesn't want to wear a microphone because he's got 4 families sitting right here, and they're 10 feet away, so he doesn't need any sound reinforcement or amplification. That is a completely logical thing. I don't need a microphone. I don't need to go through all that trouble when I'm talking to, 50 people that are 10 feet away from me, and they can hear me as if I was talking to them from the kitchen to the living room. Okay, I understand that. However, is your church planning on growing? If your church is planning on growing, if you're going to stay, a church that meets in, a small room and has no plans to grow to where you would actually need reinforcement and stuff like that, okay, that's fine. However, it's being recorded, and we want it to be recorded because we want to share it with the people who weren't there, and we want to share it with the world at large so that they can learn from the wisdom of the teacher or the pastor. So we need to have the sound being recorded in a nice, clean way so it's an enjoyable experience for the people that are listening to it and who are learning from the pastor or the teacher. That's kind of how you approach that, okay? If you are growing, and this is just a beginning stage, and you're going to get big, start thinking and acting within budget as if you're already there. Okay, it's a mindset thing. Okay, we are a church of 1,200, even though there's 75 right now. We are a church of 1,200, and the other 1,100 haven't joined yet. Okay, but if you're thinking like that, and if you're acting as if it is that large, that mindset is going to permeate and do tons of good all the way around, okay? But in that, you will think that way as far as like the production goes for the digital elements, okay? So you're going to want to have a camera. You're going to want to have a recording. You're going to want to start live streaming it. You're going to want to have a good microphone so that the pastor's voice gets picked up, okay? Help the pastor understand that even though the people in the room can hear him because he speaks loud, the people online can't. And if you need to, give him an example. Stand in the back of the room with your iPhone, okay, and hold it up while he's talking. And then play that back to him and say, here's what the podcast sounds like. Here's what people are hearing when they go to iTunes and they click and subscribe to our church's audio podcast. They're hearing a ton of echo. They're hearing a voice way off in the background, and their impression of us is we have no idea what we're doing, and this guy is a hack. Tell them that. Say, this is the impression that people are giving, and that's why we've only got 75 people here, because the people that are looking for our church and are listening to our services are getting this, and they're thinking, I don't want to go there. It sounds like they're meeting in a closet, or sounds like they're meeting in a gym. Holy cow. Next. Okay. Let him know that. Do it all with love, but impress upon the pastor, him or her, that we need to make you look and sound as good as we can so that we attract other people. Okay? I hope that helps. Another question. Best way to get our live stream going. We kind of hit on that in our very first question about is the iPhone a minimal viable camera for getting a live stream going? Yeah, it really is. So the best way to get your live stream going, number one, is to start. What do you have? Okay, do you have your phone? Start with your phone. You started. Yay! Do you have a video camera? And do you have a computer and you can, buy a, $100 capture card and put that in and start right off the bat with desktop mode and using OBS, okay, that'll work too. There's a whole bunch of different things that you can do. Are you not at the point where you can live stream the service, but you want to add live streaming as a part of your ministry? So just focus on selfie mode and indie mode and add live streaming as a part of your ministry, not a broadcast of your ministry. What am I talking about? Go to easylivestreaming.com. Get the Live Streaming for Churches the Easy Way guide, and you'll start getting an idea of what I'm talking about in there. There's some ideas in there. There's some hardware in there that you can get started with. We talk a little bit about the 4 live streaming modes in there. You'll get an understanding about where you can start. You don't necessarily have to start by broadcasting your service, okay? But if you want to broadcast your service and you want to get started, get started. I mean, like I said earlier, a tripod, a selfie clip that you can clip your phone into and screw it onto the tripod and get it pointed just right. You're going to need to get close, okay? Because unless you have like a telephoto lens that you've added to that, and again, we talk about that in the Live Streaming for Churches Easy Way guide, then you'll need to get up close. So just get up close. Just get started. That's the main thing. And then look at it and go, how can I make this better? And then start trying to make it better. Speaking of which, if you want to learn how to do all of this stuff, not only should you be getting the Live Streaming for Churches the Easy Way guide so that you can get your feet wet and see what's out there and get moving on that, you should really consider joining Church Training Academy and becoming a CTA insider. If you go to churchtrainingacademy.com/join, you can become an insider. You can join our community here, and you can start accessing the training and the courses and the tutorials that Justin and I are producing. You can also join our private Facebook group, which is our CTA Insiders group, which is where all the members come together and basically take what's going on in the Church Media Hacks group and go a lot further. Justin and I will answer questions and stuff in the Hacks group as we can, but we are going to do tutorials and we are going to do, a one-on-one stream of comments if we need to in our insiders group, because these are people that are a part of our core group. And these are the ones that have said, hey, I want to learn from you. And that's where we're doing it. You'll also be able to join us twice a month, every 2 weeks, however that works out. Sometimes it's 3 times a month, with the way the dates work and all that, wonderful calendar stuff. But anyway, basically every other week, we get together and do a live mastermind group where all the members come together and we get on a group conferencing call, and it's group coaching. across the board. It's everybody asks a question. Here's what I'm dealing with. Here's a roadblock I'm hitting. Here's how I'm thinking about doing this. What do you guys think? That sort of thing. And Justin and I answer the questions. The users that are in there answer the questions. It's neat because sometimes someone will ask a question and Justin and I won't know the answer, but another member will. And they'll sit there and share their screen and teach them how to do whatever it is that they're trying to do. I mean, it's really cool. So anyway, that's where you can like really learn and take all this stuff to the next level. churchtrainingacademy.com/join. So join today. Let's see. The next question, final question. Where did the staying creative? The next one is, or the last one is, what is RTMP? Got asked this the other day in the Church Media Hacks group. And it was it was pretty good. I said in an answer, I said, yeah, you can set up an RTMP, blah blah blah, and all this. And it was like, what's an RTMP? So just let me give you a brief understanding of what that is. RTMP is a protocol basically for streaming information. Okay, and was it real time media protocol? I think is what it is, something like that. Anyway, think of it like HTTP. When you type in a URL address, like in the thing, you can type in http://BillandTed'sExcellentWebsite.com. Right? So http://churchtrainingacademy.com. That is the hypertext protocol that sends you and brings up our website. RTMP is the one for streaming video. So his question was asked in the context of like multi-streaming, simulcasting from the broadcast software that he's using, OBS or Wirecast or vMix, or even with a TriCaster, broadcasting to multiple platforms. And so we said, hey, Facebook is kind of a butt when it comes to doing that. They want you streaming to them only and not to other services. So Facebook has made it real easy for you to live stream. You basically, in a lot of this software, can log into your account from within that software. Choose the page that you want to live stream to and hit stream, and it does it. That's using their API, okay? That is using programming stuff that they have made real easy to be implemented into various pieces of software. So you can just log into your account, Dave Curley, and here's my password, and choose which page I want to go to, Tate Springs Baptist Church, go live. That's it, okay? The original way, when it came time for us to start doing this originally 10 years ago, was to go in and configure our software to talk to their servers on the back end of Facebook to bring in the video, okay? And those were RTMP servers. So when you would go into Facebook, or when you would go to YouTube, or go to Ustream, or at that time it was Justin.tv, it's now Twitch, you go in there and say, I want to live stream, and you click on it and it says, okay, here's your information, here's your server, and then you copy this long URL with the server, RTMP : / blah, 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 copy that, put it into your broadcast software, and then it says, here's a stream key, okay, which is basically an encrypted password, and you grab that and you paste it in. That information gets in there, and then all of a sudden you see a preview showing up, and then you hit go live, and then it streams. That is how you can like multi-stream to Facebook with other services. So you would have to say plug in that way the RTMP information, not just by hitting go live. You would have to actually plug in back-end server information, okay? And then you would go live. And then you could also plug in information for YouTube and other services as well, platforms, and then stream to all of them. That is what all that is. I know it's all convoluted. Don't worry about it. We've got courses that we're building out that teach you guys how to do all that sort of stuff. So if you're a CTA insider, all that stuff's going to be there. So that is a convoluted way of explaining, or kind of answering the question that he was asking in there. Yeah, I think that's about it. That's as far as I can really go with it. But if you guys have any other questions, let's ask them real quick before we close the show out. Justin says it was a struggle for us when doing Bible study in the sanctuary for 30 people when a mic isn't needed. Um, it the, I want to circle back to the getting the preacher to wear a microphone thing. I see this a lot of times when we're doing like a Bible study at our church, and there may be 50 or 60 people in there, and there's going to be a Q&A time, and we've got somebody with a microphone, kind of walking around and handing the microphone to anybody sitting in the audience that's going to ask a question, and invariably they say, "Oh, I don't need the microphone. I got a big mouth." Okay. People just don't understand acoustics. People don't understand the way a room is built. People don't understand that sound waves, when they hit somebody, that person can get them. The person on the other side, the sound waves are blocked and they don't get as much of that sound. And the more people that are in the way, the less the sound wave gets to their ears. So even in a room of 20 or 30 people, you got a bunch of people in there that are making these little minute noises and stuff is going on, and you're asking them to focus on something that's happening 25 feet away. And if it is dead silent in the room, maybe they can hear it. But otherwise, people have different hearing levels and they need reinforcement. So they need a microphone. So put a mic on. Do you have to wait? Yes. Let the guy get over there and get you a mic. It's just real simple. If you're standing in a group of 5 people, you don't need a microphone. If you're going to be talking to anything of any size other than, and I'm not kidding, this is just, I'm not even talking about for recording. I'm just talking about public address. A Sunday school room with, that is 12 feet from the speaker to the back wall, and you've got chairs sitting right here, and everybody is within 10 to 15 feet of you, and that's it. That's one thing, okay? You're in a 20 by 15 room, and that's it, okay? But if you're in an auditorium, which is a big volume, and you're on a stage, and it's 25 feet to the first pews, and even if the first pew in the first little area in the section is taken up, you've still got people in there that need to have that sound reinforced in that room, because there's big volume that is going to suck some of that sound out. So just do it. Do it, do it, do it. And I think that's all we have. All right, cool. I'm going to wrap up the show, guys. So there you have it. We've answered some of your questions. And guys, by all means, keep all the questions coming. We want to hear from you. So if you're in the Church Media Hacks group, start asking away. Justin and I are kind of keeping a log of the things you guys are talking about and the questions y'all are asking, so that we can come and share it with all the folks that aren't in the Church Media Hacks group. So if you have questions, by all means, leave them in the comments of our show here. Leave them on our webpage. You can email Justin and I if you know how to email us. And then, by all means, ask your questions in the Church Media Hacks group. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Take everything that we've been learning here on this show and all the other shows that we're doing and on the website and in the Hacks group and all that sort of stuff. Take all this knowledge and use it to go change lives. And that's the show. All right, if no one else has any questions or anything, I see Becky joined. Hi, Beck. Becky is a long-time friend. She's like my other little sister. Mike Faro. Let me tilt this so I can see. I've been looking into a light, so my eyesight needs to adjust here. Mike, thumbs up. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it. Let's see. Appreciate all those pro tips, audio and placement. Yes, okay. Where would be a good placement for a single camera? David, that really that really depends on what you're doing. Are you talking like a single video camera that you can optically zoom up with? Then in the back is fine. If you can zoom up really good, and if you've got a really good tripod so that you can make smooth movements and it's not going to be herky and jerky for the folks that are watching it. If you have a phone, then placement's going to be as close as you can get it. If you have a phone and you need to place it in the back, then start taking a look at some lens options, like a little rig. Again, go get the live streaming gear guide, or get the easy live streaming for churches, the easy way guide, because we got some links in there to like the iographer rig, and they've got like a a 2 times or a 3 times, I can't remember, telephoto lens that you can screw onto that rig, and then when you place your phone in there, then it uses that, and that does help. There's clip-ons, there's other things like that, so you want to experiment with that. My suggestion is that if you're going to start adding stuff to the iPhone to make it act more like a camera, start looking at cameras. Okay. I got no problem with using an iographer or any kind of housing where you're using your phone as the camera, and you've got accoutrements that you've added on, lenses, microphones, lights, all that sort of stuff. That's cool. I got no problem with that at all. However, there does come a point where it makes more sense to spend the money on a $300 camcorder to overcome limitations that you're trying to overcome, to easily overcome limitations that you're trying to overcome, or because you're just using your phone. Does that make sense? Plus, on your phone, you do have limited storage if you're recording. Okay, you can live stream from your phone. That's not a problem. The problem is other things like the audio, right? So the phone is meant for a wider angle of view, because we do selfies and things like that, right? So when it comes time to using your phone will get you started with live streaming. Your phone acting as a proper video camera is much better suited for other videos that you shoot. Interviews, right? You can do interviews, you can do testimonial videos, you can do your announcement videos, you can do stuff like that using that, because you're in the distance between me and my camera right here. My phone would do a great job shooting this video. Absolutely would. With a lens or with a wide angle lens or no lens, just the lens that's built into it, with a microphone plugged into it, with a shotgun mic sitting on it. I can't tell you, there's been a lot of times that I've used phone camera footage as B-roll and stuff. No one ever knew. Just match the colors. No one ever knew. So it's much better suited long-term for doing that than it is for doing the live stream of the service, a broadcast of the service. But, I mean, you can get these Canon Vixia camcorders for $250, So, I mean, that's how you can really get started and have a lot more flexibility, because you can zoom and you can pan a lot easier. You can be in the back and optically zoom up and get a good, clean, crisp image, stuff like that. So, anyway, I've talked enough on that. If you guys have any more questions, be sure to ask them. Know that Justin and I are very thankful for you guys, and for our members especially, and for our hackers. We love you guys. Take everything that you've learned and go change lives.